Chiefs Kingdom ACU crew. Steve, it's your birthday. Birthday
It's my birthday,
boy.
baby. It's my birthday. I made it to 39. 39.
3-9. On your
And
birthday, you know what I give you?
what do you give me?
Feliz Navidad.
Why do I get a Merry Christmas on my birthday?
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero el año y felicidad. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you get that on your birthday?
I enjoy that beautiful Merry Christmas on my birthday.
Merry
It was very nice. But I'm eerily close to 40 years old, Mike. I know you
40.
got there last year.
Yeah.
So
oh, I thought you said
turn.
I'm close to 40. I'm like, I've been there.
No. Me. It's my turn now.
I'm creeping up on the big 4-1. Yeeks. People's been wishing me a happy birthday all day. Not my birthday. Your birthday.
I know.
For some reason, because I'm linked through Facebook because of our, Instagram through All Chiefed Up, it switched all my birthday info to yours. So everybody's
at least you get 2 birthdays.
I know. I'm like, hey guys, come back again in a few months. I'll see you. I like it.
That's awesome. So
yeah,
what's up?
We'll talk about more about this birthday thing though. We might have to go out and celebrate. We'll do something
We do need
fun.
a celebration, right? I mean, might as well.
We'll combine that with the Super Bowl party. Yeah, buddy, because we're about to win one of those bad boys. Steve, can we talk about the 49ers? These guys have been whining since like they found out the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl and they instantly whined. The next 5 minutes later, it's been a whine fest.
Started crying instantly.
Just tears combusted out of their orifices, all orifices. Before I get to their tears, though, we got a gifted from Ron. Our boy Ron with a gifted coming in hot right off the rip. Thanks,
Consistent
brother.
Appreciate as hell, you. Ron. That's his new nickname.
Yeah, Ron's the man. Legendary's in the chat for Ron. But yeah, man, they keep crying. So the new cry after we hold a lot, and the new cry after this and that and everything else, the Chiefs are refusing to let the 49ers use their Super Bowl practice facility, according to PJ Green. So that's not why they're crying. They're crying because their practice facility, they said, it's too soft or it's too hard. I don't know which one it is.
I think they're too soft. I think that's the problem here. Just looking for anything to cry about. Like, why are they trying to play victim so bad in Super Bowl week? Like, are they setting themselves up that way? If they lose, they can be like, well, we have the excuse train me and you talk about all the time. Is it that? Or what are they doing? Are they really just...
They're trying to make themselves a victim. This is the us versus them mentality they're trying to get, because when America's behind you 99%, the Chiefs are the villain. But you don't play well as the favorite. You play well as the villain with a chip on your shoulder. But they go on to say this in the article. I thought this was funny. Some people might have heard this already. I learned this today. I thought it was hilarious. The 49ers are unhappy with their practice facility, according to multiple reports. They're practicing at UNLV's facility, which had sod placed on top of 2 artificial surfaces last week. The Athletic's Matt Barrows reported that the Chiefs have been unwilling to change their practice schedule, nor should they, for the 49ers to also practice at the Raiders facility, and the NFL will not force KC to change their schedule, as they should not. Barrows also reported that San Fran was so dissatisfied that they considered flying back to Santa Clara to practice there before Monday night's media. Steve, they were going to fly. They were going to pack their little bags and fly and get their little tears together and go home and practice. Because they can't, because the turf is too hard or too soft, whichever one they're crying about today.
I don't even have words for it, Mike. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing. They're just looking for anything to cry about. And then the funny part is they're all crying, but at media day, obviously Las Vegas being much closer to San Francisco than it is Kansas City, it was full of nothing but 49ers fans,
right?
Who were booing the Chiefs the entire time. Travis Kelce loved it. Pat Mahomes loved it.
Right, it's literally like a couple hours away from San Fran. So, dude,
yeah, I saw where there were some guys on X being like, it's obvious the 49ers fans are way more hardcore than the Chiefs fans because they were represented big time on the first day of media day, and it was like, we want to talk about how it's Monday and Kansas City's really far away from Vegas. Do we want to talk about that?
Dude, we were much further. Well, no, I guess not. We were actually closer in the Miami Super Bowl when we beat them
Right,
the
yeah.
first time. But we outdone them probably 3-1, 4-1. Easily. Yeah. It'll be that way by the time of the game. Bam says PJ Green had an article saying it's the Chiefs' fault. That's the article I just brought up. He didn't say it was the Chiefs' fault. He just said the Chiefs wouldn't switch their schedule. And the NFL does not force them to switch their schedule. You should not. If I'm Andy Reid, I ain't saying yes. Come over and take our practice time so you can practice to beat me. Screw you.
Right, that makes
Go back to Santa Clara if you want. How about that? Go fly back to Santa Clara, you losers.
Chiefer with the 5 bomb. Appreciate you, my man.
Chiefer, $5. Happy birthday, Steve.
Let's go.
Steve, the olden gentleman.
Besides the cologne you bought me, that's the first birthday gift I've received today.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sad.
Chiefer, number 2.
Cologne. I bought Steve a cologne that he might like, and then he's got $5 from Gary. Good job, Steve. It's good to see the family is
birthday.
Pops did take you out to a Chinese buffet dinner for your birthday.
He bought me some Chinese food. Yep, there was
he'll
that.
probably get you something else, right? Maybe.
Slap on the back of the head.
Yeah, a little smack.
Call me old or something. Yeah,
smack in the face. But yeah, man, appreciate all you guys.
Yeah, so we were talking about the whining, the 40 whiners. Mike, you said that was the lamest nickname you'd ever heard.
I thought that was a pretty lame nickname when people say that, but
now
I mean, it holds true, doesn't it? No.
It's becoming clear why they're called that. They're crybabies.
Yeah. I always thought that was kind of lame. I always thought calling the Raiders the Faders was just kind of lame. But of course, I thought calling the Chiefs the Queefs is lame too.
That's the dumbest.
They're all like
super
lame.
You just sound like a third grader, you know?
Yeah, like everything sounds pretty lame, but like it's crazy when you hold up to it. The 49ers are holding up to it though. Daggone.
Yeah,
crying,
they wanted
bro. No wonder they drafted Bosa. They were like, dude, come in. You know what his interview was to be drafted? They were like, come in. Can you cry on command? He was like, I can, yeah. They're like, can you complain about something? He's like, yeah, buddy, I love to complain. And they're like, heck yeah. Is your mom named Karen? Okay, cool. You're drafted. Let's go.
Can you cry on command? Some of my friends like to call me Shia LaBeouf because I'm so good at crying on command.
I like Shia LaBeouf. That's
and
a good
your
actor right there.
He really is. Super Bowl week. Did you get to watch much of the any of the media stuff? I saw a couple interviews where there was a young kid. He was interviewing Mahomes, doing some fantasy like teams. He interviewed Kelce, interviewed George Kittle. That's really about all I saw of it. I didn't see a whole lot of it.
Right. What I've seen a couple clips of like Kelce, you know, where the crowd was there and they were doing it. Why are they promoting this like it's a WWE match?
They do it every year.
Like they put them in the ring and they're like it's a big boxing event or something. It's so stupid.
They do.
It's just all showmanship just to try to get like views and whatever. And this is exactly why I think this will all go to pay-per-view or Peacock or something like that in the future. Give it time.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. You have to think how many eyes are on the Super Bowl. Like,
right.
You know, they're just sitting there like drooling a little bit at how much money they could make if it was pay-per-view.
Right. It was just a few weeks ago. It was right around the Chiefs playoff game on Peacock versus the Dolphins when they asked the NFL, you know, marketing guy, like, what about pay-per-view? And he's like, yeah, it's going to go there. Like he basically said it.
Of course
it's too big. You're going to do it. They're going to try to get $50 a pop off people. And guess what? If the Chiefs aren't in the Super Bowl, I don't give a crap who's in it.
Right, I'm not watching it.
I'm not even watching that garbage.
You know, the crazy part is they're getting $7,000 for nosebleed tickets. Lower bowl, close to the front row.
Dude, they're pricing out the average everyday fan.
I can't even imagine how much it costs to be in the, you know, the lower bowl there. It's got to be ridiculous. So the money they're already making from the Super Bowl, it's just insane. Not to mention the commercials and things like that, which they will keep in, even if they go pay-per-view. You know they will, because it's just part of it.
Yeah, they'll sell those for even more.
Yeah, it's just more money, dude. It's insane. And it's just greedy. They're greedy, Mike. They're going to take it all.
Man, this whole world's greedy.
It is.
Has anybody done their taxes yet? You're about to find out how greedy. Yeah, we're going to get taxed on top of our tax that we've already been taxed. I love it.
Yeah, but hey, I just want to tell everybody I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for all the happy birthdays in the chat. I appreciate those, each and every one of them. I did read through it. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and also if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to sneak past the 25K mark, and it's I don't know about it, We're really, really close to the Super Bowl, and we're only at like 23.2. I don't know if we can pull that off,
Well,
but that wasn't the goal to begin with. We already
No.
hit our goal.
But
We're just
speaking of
being a little
greedy,
extra.
we tried to be a little greedy. We were like,
We're
hey,
trying to be
we
greedy
passed
too.
20. Let's go for 25, baby. And we couldn't get it done. But speaking of who's not greedy, our boy Cobra Kai with a 50 bomb, Steve.
Ty with a freaking 50 bomb,
He says,
brother.
happy birthday, bro. Mike, pick up Steve and you guys hit some lunch on me. And the 40-winers butthurt about the field. LMO Shanahan flipped a table. Yeah. Dude, Ty, I appreciate that. We'll definitely go do something.
Appreciate you, brother.
Ty,
very nice
boy.
of you.
Dude, legendaries and some ketchups. We know Ty needs to get his we need to get Ty's what's it called? The emoji going. Remember what did we settle on? A golden snake or something like that.
We got to get one. We got
the golden cobra.
I'll work on that. That's my next project.
Yeah, we need a golden cobra.
I got some new shirts in the store, so next project is to go over to the emoji. We got to get a new one going.
Yeah, we need a golden cobra for Ty because he is the golden legend himself. Appreciate you, brother. Everybody thank Ty. That's awesome. And then we got another $5 from our boy Michael Flores. He says, Mike, Steve, what do you think about the wide receiver 1 interview with Tony? LOL.
Dude, did you see what
birthday, Steve?
Appreciate you, brother. Did you see what I put on X last night?
I didn't see it. I woke up this morning to a flurry of comments and craziness ensuing.
I literally, you know what? I'm just gonna go find it real quick. It'll be easier.
So they interviewed wide receiver 1s and they found Kadarius Tony. That was who they thought was our wide receiver. Is anybody even paying attention?
No, man.
Nobody pays attention to the Chiefs, by the way. We just become that one that everybody just complains about 24/7, and nobody even watches a single snap of our football games.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Just go to Twitter, Mike, and pull that up. My browser's not working for some reason. Yeah, but I saw the graphic from Bleacher Report about Kadarius Tony saying that, and I instantly I had to correct it and post it on X. So just having a little fun, but I figured everybody would like that.
Oh no!
What a ridiculous thing to say, though. Appreciate the $5.
I found it. I think I found it. Let me see if I can share the screen here for you. God, this is horrible. No wonder. Here you go. You wrote fixed it, and he wrote, yeah, if I can get the ball, and you crossed it out and put catch the ball. Kadarius Tony, when asked if he's a number 1 receiver.
I mean, it needed to be done.
So they said, Kadarius, are you a number 1 receiver? And he said, yeah, if I can get the ball.
Yeah, that was his response.
If I can get the ball. Bro, you've had several opportunities to get the ball. You, like you said, you got to catch it first.
Not lately, because he squandered them all.
Yeah, you got to catch it first. Look, Kadarius Tony, don't be an asshat. Don't be a slap nut. I'm about to put Kadarius Tony's face on a T-shirt and put slap nut on it. he's one
ridiculous move away. He's one false move away from a slap nut Kadarius Tony.
I hate being negative to any Chiefs player because we know for a fact they'll watch these things and they'll find it. I don't want to be that person that dogs somebody else for no reason. Like if you rock the red and gold, I'm gonna ride with you. But when you're being like Kadarius Tony, or you were like the way MVS was, where he just wasn't taking any
accountability
for anything, just blame, cry. Come on, get it together. Like, get it together. Don't be.
All we want some freaking effort and some humility and just
catch the ball.
And catch the ball. That's all. Is that too much to ask of a receiver, Mike?
Yeah, just catch it. I mean, that's your one job. If I go get a wide receiver, if I go pay T. Higgins in the offseason and he's like, I want 4 years, 80 mil. Like, what's he going to say? Like, your number 1 job question is like, well, can you catch it? You're a receiver. And he's like, no.
Imagine if they did interviews the same way they did like interviews for like McDonald's or something. Like they just sit down and they're like, I'll be
Kadarius Tony and you be the job interviewer. This is how this would probably go theoretically.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, man, thanks for coming in today. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, Kadarius Tony rapper, baby. Oh yeah, I play football. Yeah.
So you applied for our position of wide receiver. Just if you could, just tell me a little bit about your work history and what makes you think that you'd be a good fit for the job.
Yeah, I can I got 2 songs that went, sort of viral on YouTube. I can run routes a little bit. I may catch the ball, but I am a wide receiver 1.
Okay, well, in this job, it would require that you catch the ball a lot. So is that something that you think you would be able to do?
Catch this. I got to go. And then he's out. And he ain't going to do it. I mean, I'm serious. Like, come on, you got to be better than this. It's your one job opportunity. That's like being like, Pacheco, can you run the ball? Can you literally take a ball and run for yardage? And he's like, nope, never done it. And they're like,
I want to start over so I can be like, Mr. Joker, sir. Mr. Joker.
Mr. Joke. Can I call you Joke for short? And he's like,
because you are one, buddy. Roberto with the 2 bomb. Roberto with the 2 bomb. Says still at work. I'll watch this after. What's up? Just hanging out, talking Chiefs, baby.
Roberto.
Celebrating the birthday. Celebrating getting old.
Yeah.
Appreciate that too, Roberto. Yeah, I like Kadarius Tony too. I just think he's got some growing up to do. And I think he could be a much better player than he is. He's just got to get his focus.
So is he claiming? Is his claim that all that IG stuff that went down is fake again?
Yeah. Well, he said that it got cut. And
what's that mean? But he had to say all these things, right? And then they spliced it. Is that what he's trying to say?
He's saying that someone recorded it off of Instagram, which they did, and they were reposting it. But he's saying that they cut it up, made it sound like he was being malicious when he wasn't.
Oh, so like he probably said, "Well, I'm not really injured."
He tried to say that, but
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know about that. We got a 20 bomb from our boy Matthew. What's up, my man? Appreciate you, brother. He says, happy birthday. Was Mahomes trolling when yes, 100%. But I'll finish the question. He lists Chase as wide receiver 3 with Hill and Moss on his fantasy team last night. Yeah, so Mike, I was telling you about, I don't know if you got to see the clip, but there's a kid reporter, and he said, I'm not going to ask you questions. We're going to pick a fantasy team. We'll just have some fun.
Gotcha.
So they went through positions. Wide receiver 1, Mahomes says Moss. Wide receiver 2, Mahomes says Tyreek Hill. Randy.
So it's like all time. Okay,
there were 2 rules. They could pick all time, and they could not pick Chiefs players, current Chiefs players.
He took Randy Moss over Santana Moss. Okay, a little sus right now.
Nobody took Randy Moss.
Yeah.
He took Tyreek Hill, and then he literally on wide receiver 3 said Jamar Chase and laughed. Like he was trolling him straight up right there at the Super Bowl.
What's he calling him? A wide receiver 3?
I think he just wanted to say Jamar Chase and laugh because Jamar Chase's last thing he said publicly was anyone but the Chiefs. Anybody but the Chiefs is going to get to the Super Bowl.
No, the best comment would have been, I don't really care who my wide receiver 3 is, but anybody but Jamar Chase. That would have been funny. Like that would have been funnier.
I don't think Mahomes is that. He's not that.
He's not
what's the word I'm looking for?
He's not a personality. He's not a YouTube personality, I guess. He can't quip off the top.
There you go.
Off the top of the noggin, like, oh, Mike. He's not used to having
too slow.
He
probably thought about it.
Hey,
you think it was one of those things
to talk crap to people 24/7?
Right? Do you think it was one of those things where he thought about it afterwards? He's like, man, I should have said this.
He didn't even sleep last night. He was replaying that in the shower. He's like,
did you see where someone asked him to do his best Kermit impression?
What did he say?
He said, I'm talking right now. I'm talking to.
He said, I don't know what you're talking about. This is Brittany.
Gil in the house with a 10 bomb. Appreciate you, Gil. Good to see you, brother.
Gil.
Hope you're doing well.
Gil with a 10, by the way.
Yeah, man.
Legendaries in the chat for all these people donating, by the way.
Absolutely. So, yeah. The only person we didn't talk about, well, I also saw an interview with Chris Jones. What we got here?
Do a 5 with 5. Calling it now. Tony's going to make the play of the game because the universe is funny like that. Hey,
it's a possibility. What if he were to break up? What if he broke his punt record, his punt return record that he set last year? That'd be wild.
Anything to hear the 49ers cry some more. I mean, I'm down for it. Do a 5. Thanks for the 5, brother. Everybody, legendaries in the chat for everyone donating that hard-earned scratch to the ACU crew.
Yeah, but anyway, Travis Kelce did an interview there. He did it with the kid too, but it was actually more questions. He asked him about retirement. The kid brought up retirement. He figured, since a lot of people want to dance around it, I'm a little kid. They're not going to get mad at me for asking it.
Travis,
so he said, your brother has talked about retiring this year for football. So have you thought about it? Blah, 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 And Kelsey's answer was, well, Jason hasn't made up his mind yet if he'd retired or he's going to play football next year.
Right.
And he said, and for me, he said, I just love coming into the building and doing this every day more than anybody. He's like, but I'm not going to put a timestamp on it. So he left it open intentionally. Kelce did, because that's what Kelce does. Got to get the people talking. And then I saw Chris Jones talking about taking on the villain role. And that was a good little interview there. And that wasn't the kid. It was a player, and I can't remember who it was. I can't remember.
I just remember
it was pretty good.
All the clips I was seeing was like Kelce getting booed, Mahomes getting booed.
Yeah.
Why are they doing this? You don't want to fuel fire.
They poked the bear already. Did you see what Patrick Mahomes said when they were booing him?
No.
He said, "Yeah, San Francisco Nation."
Said he wanted to start.
What's the famous 2 words that Patrick Mahomes says when you know you're going to lose a game?
Oh no, he said it.
He said it. He said, "San Francisco, I'm here. I'm here. It's over."
Oh my God, he's
here.
here.
They put the final nail in the coffin.
If they didn't know that was the real Mahomes, they thought it was McClone's, the one that played in the second half of the Bengals game a few years ago.
Don't know what they were thinking, Mike.
They thought it was Patrick.
They
thought it was Patrick McClone's from the Denver game.
They may as well have all put on Justin Tucker jerseys and showed up. Like, I mean, they screwed up.
Dude, give yourself a Justin Tucker jersey and just go out there and act stupid. Dude, I see where Kelce was like, man, you're all firing me up. I'm ready to go right now.
Right, man. Dude, I'm loving it because I'm like I've been saying, Mike.
Why does everyone try to make a debate out of Kelce versus Kittle?
Well, let's get to that.
Has George Kittle ever done in his career?
We're going to get to that in 1 second.
Thank you.
But I just wanted to say, I've been saying this whole time, Mike. I've said it enough times for me to be sick of hearing it, just for me saying it. But they have to have that intensity. That's the main thing. They have to have that attitude and intensity going into this game and maintain what they have in the playoffs so far to win this game. And they're just getting so much fuel to keep it going. I love it. I love every minute of it. But let's talk about George Kittle and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce was quoted as saying George Kittle was the best tight end in the league this season. He's correct. I do believe that stat-wise, George Kittle's probably the man if you're talking about that this season. But San Francisco 49ers fans just can't seem to understand that Travis Kelce's on another level. They can't figure that out. They can't figure out that George Kittle is one of the best tight ends in football currently. Travis Kelce is the best tight end of all time. That's 2 different conversations.
Right. Well, look, if you look at this season, okay, this was, I think by most people's standards, this didn't feel like a Travis Kelce-esque season, right? It felt a little down.
He missed 2 games.
It felt a little down, but still, the cat had 93 catches and Kittle only had 65. He catches 30 more balls. Somehow Kittle had way more yards. I mean, not way more, but he had over like close to 200 more off that many less catches, which is weird. He averaged about 16 yards a catch. Kelce was only at 10.6. But yeah, other than that, he had 31 20-plus yard catches compared to Kelce's 17. So he kind of doubled them there. But his touchdown was 6 and Kelce's was 5. So like this, okay, I'll let you give it to Kittle. But dude, Kelce's 39 years old. He didn't even play. He was playing on a
39. I'm 39. Kelce's not 39.
He was playing. I'm joking. He was playing on a bad bum knee all season. Okay. He
missed the Lions game. He missed the last game with the Chargers.
Dude, he's been tired because we know what he's been doing since about week 4. He's been
swifting it up.
He's been pretty swift. He's lost. He's been half dehydrated.
Enrique coming in swift here with the 10 bomb.
Let's go.
Appreciate you, brother. He says, happy birthday, Steve. Can the Chiefs blow out the Niners? Now, that would be a birthday present for the ages. Could they? Yes. I do believe they could do it. The Niners have been getting down early in games by multiple scores. If the Chiefs could manage to come out and put together a second half and not stop scoring and keep it going, then yeah, that could totally happen. Will it? I doubt it. Super Bowl, they're both going to be giving their best shot. So I don't know. The 49ers are a good football team. But yeah, it could happen. We've seen Super Bowls before that were pretty lopsided.
Yeah. We've seen a few. I'm starting to pull the point spread.
Hey.
You know me. I was around 3 points, Chiefs. I'm starting to pull it a little bit. I think the Chiefs, everything's going, wrong here for the 49ers.
Hey, appreciate the 10, Enrique. You put some legendaries in the chat for him.
Enrique. Yeah, I'm starting to gap that point spread.
I do feel like the Chiefs match up so well. I feel like if Andy Reid comes out and utilizes Pacheco, that's going to be a big problem for them. They've had a lot of trouble stopping the run in the playoffs, and Pacheco, to me, is a more I don't know what he runs way harder than the other running backs they've faced. He's more persistent.
Right.
Like, I don't know, man. I think he'd give him trouble. What's up, Chief Kelce?
Yeah, he says Kittle had 1020, Kelce had 984. That is correct. So
right. So, man, overall, here's the thing. Like I said, it's just two different categories, right? Like, no disrespect to George Kittle. I love George Kittle. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, he's one of my favorite players in the NFL outside of the Chiefs. I like George Kittle. But he's not in the Travis Kelce conversation. Like, he has a long way to go to be in that conversation. We're talking, Travis Kelce isn't mentioned in the same breath with Tony Gonzalez and Rob Gronkowski,
right,
and Antonio Gates. George Kittle's not in that conversation yet. He first of all, he's had an injury history. He's on a team that don't utilize him exactly the way they probably should. Like, could you imagine George Kittle playing on the Chiefs in this offense? He'd be dominant.
Right.
And that's not taken away. That's not taken away from Kelce. I'm not trying to feed into their argument that
this is kind of like the Mahomes to Brady debate in a way. Like, I get it. We say that Mahomes should not be judged on Brady's entire career because he's not played 25 years. You should be judged on what he's played up to this point, in which Mahomes is destroying him. So I would like to see what Kittle has played up to this point and what Kelce had at the same amount of games. That would be a very good indication.
But it doesn't matter what the stats say. It doesn't matter how lopsided they're going to be like, yeah, but George Kittle's a better blocker. That's what they go to every time.
Dude,
okay, cool. On. So one aspect of his game is better than Travis Kelce. Cool. I mean,
and
there's lots of people.
I've seen Travis Kelce put some people on their butt.
It's not. I don't think it's debatable. I do think George Kittle's a better blocker than Kelce. I'm not saying Kelce's a bad blocker by any means. Enrique with the membership. Appreciate you, brother. I don't think Travis Kelce's a bad blocker by any means, but I do think George Kittle's a better blocker.
George Kittle's a good blocker. I get it, but
if you're just going from one aspect of the game, that's like, you know how many quarterbacks were better scramblers than Tom Brady?
Right. Everybody.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just pick one little thing and cherry pick it and be like, well, this makes him better. Like, what? What are we talking about? I do like Kittle, though. Could you imagine? I think he's in contract with them till like 2027 or something like that. But if he wasn't, could you imagine if he were to jump sides of the fence, like right here towards the tail end of Kelce's career?
That's
I don't know how old is George Kittle's not a spring chicken either. I think he's in his 30s, right?
He's got to be getting up there because he's played 98 career games. So that's a lot of seasons. He's played. He drafted in 2017.
Okay, he's 30.
He's played 7 seasons now.
Yeah, he's 30.
Okay, well, it's too hard to go through. What the games are, but if you take Kelce's first 7 seasons, and you got to withdraw 2013, he missed the entire season with an injury. He missed it.
Right.
So if you start from 2014 and go 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
To be fair, Kittle's missed a lot of time with injuries too. So
the most he missed in a season was in 2020 he missed 8 games.
Right.
But that doesn't count in his games played then. There you go, 98 games played. So yeah, it won't count. So you can't do through whatever. So point is, if you take Kelce, you'd have to go. Just do what you're going to do, and I'm going to add this up because I'm very curious to see this.
All right, you get that. Get to work, Mike. Do some math. Got a HD Chiefs fan with a 10 bomb says, okay, gentlemen, Chiefs have to get the Super Bowl win. I have everything set up with my buddy for your Chiefs tattoos. Let's freaking go.
Nice.
Let's do it. That'd be great. Gotta win this game, man. It's a big one. It's a huge one. Travis Kelce was quoted as saying that he wants this Super Bowl more than he's ever wanted any he's played in, including his first.
Yeah. I mean, I would think he does.
Man, I think it's that way with Mahomes too, man. It's just like their opportunity to shut some people up.
Yeah,
appreciate the 10. Kyle, appreciate the 10, my brother. Y'all put some legendaries in the chat for him. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of the same way as a fan. Well, Mike, I've said it a few times. I think that this one would taste a little sweeter. Yeah. Just because of the way the season went down. And I mean, there were times if you're an actual Chiefs fan that follow the team all year long and you're invested in this team, there is no way you didn't at least have that thought creep in your head at least once, like this team's might not be good enough to win the Super Bowl this year. Like they could because they are that good, but they're not playing like that. They're not playing the way they should be. Something's wrong. And then for them to reel off the 3 games they put together against the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Ravens, the Bills and the Ravens being on the road, man, with all the talk, I mean, it would be huge. This would be a really good one, man.
Yeah, I think they need it. I think they both feel it too, as it'll just shut people up. I think that they're just. Yeah. I honestly think they're embracing the villain row. I feel like they're starting to do it.
Chris Jones said they were.
Yeah, I feel like they're starting to do it, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the what is it? The Taylor era. He said he was in the Super Bowl era last night. I'm here for the villain era.
Absolutely, dude. Chris Jones was like, I don't know what happened. He was like, we were the most loved team.
Because remember, we discussed this. You can only have a pinnacle to the top, and once you get there, people are done with you.
Exactly. Like once you're there too much, you've overstayed your welcome.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you're the villain. And that's
so I've got one thing done through 95 games because it's closer. Kittle's played 98 games, so I'm not going to go 3 extra games into another season. So Kelce at 95 games, Kittle at 98 games. So 3 less games for Kelce. Kelce has 6,465 receiving yards. So 6,465. And Kittle with 3 more games is 6,274.
Pretty close though. But I mean, 3 games less.
He's 200 yards behind him with 3 games less. So in no metric is this going to add up because his touchdowns are nowhere going to touch Kelce's. He's got 37 and Kelce is already just off the top of my head at 28, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Oh, they're the exact same. Huh.
Ooh, that got you. You thought for sure.
Yeah, because 2020, which was the next following year that the season I can't go, that's when he run off his 11, 9, 12 run.
Right. So I'm interested in receptions because that's a big argument they always have is if Kittle got targets. If Kittle got as many targets as Kelce, then it would be the same deal. So check that one out. I'm interested in that.
I mean, they're probably right in a way because he does get targeted. Kelce just in 2018 was targeted 150 times in a season. Yeah, he's been through his first 93 games. He was targeted 715 times. George Kittle has only been targeted 639.
Okay,
so that's only 76 different, and it's 3 more games average. So if Kittle was to get targeted 25 times over the next 3 games, they'll add up. It's pretty close though. It's pretty close. It's not that much that you can complain about it. Another wine.
Yeah, nothing crazy. But you know what? I mean, like I said, I don't think this is a conversation to have. Kittle, great tight end. Love George Kittle. But I just don't think you have that conversation.
I don't think you can have it right now.
No, it's the same way. Like you said, it's a very good, comparison to the Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes thing. Like, if you want to try to say that at one piece of time, like this is the best tight end I've seen on the football field, it was George Kittle, then you have an argument.
You want to know what's funny? The same people that say Kittle over Kelce are the same people that say Mahomes could never touch Brady. Yet we just did a little exercise through the exact same amount of games, and Kittle, Kelce are almost neck and neck. But yet they're just Kittle all day. You're crazy if you say it's Kelce. But then if you go to Mahomes, Brady, Mahomes 1,000 times better than Brady across the board at this point in their career. But yet you can't mention that.
Something that they don't take into account, though. They want to be like, well, he's like the number 1 target there. Exactly. George Kittle's not a lot of the time. So he's getting less attention than Travis Kelce from defense.
Oh, yeah. He's not getting double and triple team.
They don't want to think about that. They don't want to think about that.
People doesn't
like this.
They don't want to use
this season. George Kittle is
logical.
What? Is he like probably 3rd in most progressions?
Well,
I would say.
I mean,
because you got Debo,
you got Debo
Brandon Ayuk,
and Ayuk. I mean, I'm sure Kittle's probably right there with Debo. I would think I would put him above Ayuk if I was running my offense, right?
Yeah, for sure. Chris freaking Wright with a 10 gifted. Appreciate you, brother.
Go.
Y'all better make sure you have those gifts turned on. If you haven't, you better do it. Go click that gift, hit accept
Turn them
gifts,
gifts
and you
on.
can become a member of the ACU crew. Appreciate you, Chris. Put some catch-ups in the chat for our boy.
Yes,
Let the
Chris,
boy
appreciate you,
watch.
brother. Main event, Ron Slusher. That's a tongue twister. He said the Ravens only ran the ball 6 times. 49ers will pound that rock. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That doesn't mean anything.
I mean,
We went through these stats the other day. It's not as lopsided as you would think.
So you think Harbaugh's going to try to be like clever? Because like I've been saying all week. Why did I say Harbaugh?
Because
I'm stuck on the Ravens.
Yeah,
stuck on the Ravens. But Shanahan, do you think he's going to try to be clever? Because all week, last week, I talked about how they had to stop Christian McCaffrey. You talked about it last night. Like that's the main thing you got to do. Just stop them, make them pass on our defense, and we feel comfortable. And everyone keeps saying that same sentiment, like that he just said, that they're going to run the ball more. Do you think they might try to do something different? Because even Chris Jones last night, they asked him about it, and he was like talking about how, well, it wasn't Chris Jones that said this, but the guy who was interviewing him was talking about how, hey, you shut down Christian McCaffrey, and it shouldn't be that bad for the rest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And of course, Chris Jones' response was just, in Spags we trust. There'll be a good scheme, right? So, which is the answer? But do you think that Shanahan tries to pull a quick one on the game planning?
Look,
or do you think it's too risky in a game like this?
Here's what I think. I think that people such as main event Ron Slusher and other people that watch the ball just want to go to that because they do know that the Chiefs struggle to stop the run. That's one of our most Achilles heels if you can find one. And then that seems like the logical thing to say because it is. If I don't care who you are, you could have take Bijan Robinson and put him on a team. If you're going to give him 30 carries a game and you're going to allow him to rush for 150 yards, you are going to beat any team you play that week just about because you do that. So it's not a big thing. But here's a stat that people are not willing to admit. You're saying, will he change his game plan? Well, let me tell you something. There is no changing of your game plan. There's no changing of the game plan. Do you want to know who ran the least amount of rushing attempts in the regular season?
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Well, using Christian McCaffrey is not necessarily just running the ball either, because you even brought up last night. Great receiving.
But they're saying pound the rock, run the ball. San Francisco's only attempted to run the ball 369 times this year. There's only one team even in the 300 category with them, and that was the Bears.
The Ravens run the ball more in one game than they ran in an entire season.
Yeah.
Unless
the Ravens ended up going 415 on the season. You realize the Chiefs are very much known. We'll run for one quarter and then quit. We ran the ball 432 times. So we ran the ball 75, 80 more times. So that's my point. Maybe instead of us trying to focus on Christian McCaffrey running it down our throat, maybe you guys should worry about Pacheco running it down your throat. Because if we do it properly, you're not going to stop him.
I'm sorry, but if you have David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs running down your throat, Pacheco's a different beast than them guys. He might not be the athlete Jahmyr Gibbs is, but dude, he's a little wrecking ball.
But again, the premise is, San Francisco's going to just run the ball and pound you guys into oblivion. Well, they've not shown they've done that all season. They have the least amount of rushing attempts of anybody in football. So if they come out and throw the ball 35, 40 times, they didn't abandon what they do. That's what they do.
I have a question. Like, even though our run D is the closest thing to being suspect on our defense all season long, was there ever a team that just pounded us into oblivion and won the game, that just ran the ball all over us and won the game? I know we lost several games this year, but was there any that you thought specifically was because we couldn't stop the run? Or was it because we couldn't score?
I'll go back and look. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's just a lot of times we just couldn't score enough points. And then here comes Ron again. How did the Bucs beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Well, I'll answer that really quickly. We had a depleted offensive line that was literally down to 0 starters. I think we had 1 starter or 2 starters. Okay. Completely depleted. It wasn't that hard. Like, it's not.
And now you got Ron comparing Brock Purdy and George Kittle to Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski with
Well, he's at least
Mike
comparing
Evans
the
and Chris
defense.
Godwin.
Yeah, this doesn't work. You can't do this. This
Right.
just doesn't work. And by sending Heat up the middle, it's just not going to work. Did we even have Creed Humphrey that year?
No, that was before Humphrey.
Right. So we didn't even have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the year before we drafted Humphrey. Didn't we draft him the very next season?
Yeah, that's when they rehauled the whole offensive line. Right.
I was thinking so. So look, you have a whole different like outlook. This is just these are bad takes, Ron. So we got to get it together a little bit.
Get it out of here, Ron. Jeremiah, our boy, straight from Colorado with the snow beard and all. 10 bomb. Appreciate you, brother. He says, I see the Chiefs defense shutting down the 49ers offense just like they've been doing all season to other teams. It's up to the offense to win this game. I love watching Pacheco smash through. I agree 100%, Jeremiah. I think that this is all about scoring points. I think our defense has shown that they're consistent enough to not let somebody just blow you off the field. So at this point, you just got to score. I think if the Chiefs go out and we're to be able to score in the 30s, this is an easy win, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm getting closer to the 30 mark. I'm getting really close. I was putting it at like 24-21, 22-19. I'm getting close to putting the Chiefs up to the 30 mark. I'm getting real close.
Their defense has not been great.
I'm setting somewhere around. I think Butker kicks a field goal. So I'm still wanting to sit at that 24 mark because I still think we get in the end zone 3 times, but I'm starting to push us to the end zone at least one more time. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm starting to get closer to that 31 mark. That's where I'm sitting right now. But Jeremiah, I appreciate you, brother. Dude, we all love watching Pacheco. Has he not been a beauty to watch?
Love it, dude.
Dude, love just the way he runs, it's crazy.
Yeah. David House says YouTube's interrupting you with commercials a lot because you broke through 20K subs. Actually, they did start doing it to where they automatically do the ads now, but I think there might be an option where I can slow it down. Like it's just on the recommended thing right now, but maybe we can take a look at that.
Yeah, maybe the recommended.
Y'all let us know in the chat if it's an annoyance. If it's an annoyance, we'll look to see if we can slow that down somehow.
Right. UPS in the house. Let's go.
Yes.
Here, let's shout them out. Why not? UPS, if you're sending your family a love package or mailing a letter to a friend, consider UPS to take care of your things. UPS Chiefs, Matt B.
UPS in the house. Hey, use UPS. They're here hanging out with all chiefed up.
Right. UPS.
And if they would like to sponsor an episode at any time, hit us up at allchiefedup@gmail.com.
Actually, since I read that on there, you can send the royalty check right on over to All Chiefed Up LLC. We'll take it, my friend. Appreciate you guys. That'll be about 10,000. But moving on,
Mike. Before we move on, it's my birthday. If you guys didn't know, it's my freaking birthday today. Celebrating a little bit here. So, Mike, if you would, you sang me a Feliz Navidad. Can I have a happy birthday song? Can I have not? You gave me the Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad is the birthday song.
No, it's not. Give me a birthday song.
The birthday is
You don't have to be the traditional. It don't have to be the traditional. You can make up your own.
Oh man,
putting you on the spot.
Put it on the spot to sing a birthday song.
Come on, dude. It's just one birthday request.
Steve is 39 today. Everybody celebrate. Was that
short and sweet?
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. I'll take it.
Steve, that'll also be 10 grand. Put the royalties in the mailbox. Mike Burton says, do you guys think Brock Purdy is the best quarterback they faced in the playoffs? The Chiefs?
No.
This is not a real question.
No, absolutely not. Josh Allen.
Are you trolling, Mike? I know Mike's
a Chiefs
fan.
If you have to rank what the Chiefs have played, Mike Burton is. He's normally here.
Right. He's trolling, right?
I hope so. But no, if you had to rank them, what would you rank? I would probably go Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Tua, then Brock Purdy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Brock Purdy might have an argument with Tua.
Yeah, Brock Purdy and Tua, but honestly.
Maybe. But I mean, Brock Purdy didn't lead the highest scoring offense in the NFL this year either, and Tua did. So
he also did get bounced in round 1.
Yeah, whole block.
But he didn't play the Chiefs yet, so Old brick turdy.
This is true. This is true.
It is what it is.
Hey.
What?
I'm going to have myself a day, Brian Parrott. I appreciate you, brother.
Have a day. Brian
and
Parrott
Ty
says,
coming in with a 20 bomb.
Oh.
Freaking 20 bomb. What do you got here? He says, damn it, Chris, you beat me to it on the gifted. I'll hit the gifted next bout. And just a note of faith, Pat still conquered all last season with an ankle jacked up. He didn't fight this hard to get here and lose. I think Patrick Mahomes, I'm right there with you, Ty. I think he's motivated as all hell to win this game. And Kelce as well. And you can kind of see it just in their mannerisms, of their body language. Like they want to win this game, man. I think it means a lot obviously means a lot to them. But I think there's that extra. You know what I mean? Just the same way it is for the fans. Like, means a lot to us too. But there's just something a little extra about this one. We want that back-to-back. We want that third ring. We want people to shut up.
You want to go back-to-back. It's not been done, right? Since Brady and them. 2004?
It's been a while, man.
03, 04 or something like that.
I can't remember for sure, but it's been a long time.
Cobra Kai, appreciate the 20, my boy. We'll have to do something for Steve's birthday. Thanks to old Cobra Kai. Where are we going to go? Last year on my birthday, everybody donated money and sent us to P.F. Chang's.
Well, maybe
we had a P.F. Chang's dinner.
Can we bundle my birthday celebration with a 20K celebration that we haven't had to have yet? And we can go to Ramsey's Steakhouse and I can get a beef Wellington.
I mean, yellow, right?
That's what I want to do.
Daggone.
How much is that gonna set me back?
Why don't we just get a jet? We'll get a jet. We'll rent it.
No,
private.
They have the Ramsey Steakhouse right up here.
We'll fly it over to France and have some, Paris cuisine.
I don't want
How about that on a Friday night? What is this guy doing? Steve, we're about to go to Subway, baby. You're about to get 3 footlongs.
The BOGO. No, it's not even BOGO. It's buy one, get one half off.
Yeah, you're about to get the buy one half off. Buy one, get one half off deal, baby. That's what's up. Appreciate you, Cobra Kai. I seen in the chat.
Put some legendaries in the chat for Ty and Chris and everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Down.
Wait a second. I found something back here. I wanted to just see. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is.
I'm afraid of what you found.
Brian Barrett. He said his day started badly and ain't getting better. Need to find my joy. Brian, I hope whatever happened to you today,
Brian,
it'll cease. In the words of the great, the great Bear Cooper,
the shit's gonna cease.
It will cease.
Hey, it'll get better.
Bear Cooper, I wonder if I'll get to hang with Joseph if I go down to Jacksonville. I'm gonna call him up.
No Jaguars fan himself. Maybe
I will. I'm gonna call him up. I'm gonna get a picture with him. I'm gonna get a selfie.
He'd hang out with you.
Probably. I haven't seen that kid since he was a kid.
Y'all show Mr. Parrott some love in the chat. We got to bring his spirits up for the day.
Come on.
It's still early. It's 4:21 p.m. Eastern time, 3:21 his time. Right. He got a long way to go.
He's got plenty.
Let's get him across the finish line, ladies and gentlemen.
Otto said, "How's that billboard coming?" So we looked into it. It's like $5,200. So I think we could do it if we just did it right. But yeah, we're looking into it. We was also thinking about doing just something else besides the billboard. What was the other thing we were thinking of? It's kind of funny. Somebody threw it out the other day.
The billboard would be great though, right in the middle of Cincinnati.
The billboard would be funny.
That's a lot of money though, so we would have to do like a GoFundMe, and there'd have to be a lot of donations, man. Like so, and then after that, we'd have to, design it, figure out all that good stuff, and there's a lot that goes into it. But I mean, Mike, if you want to do the homework, man. I'll design it. You get the specs. I'll design it.
Maybe we can find. Maybe if you call around enough, you could find a Chiefs fan that lives in Cincinnati that could help you, like somebody that works for the billboard company. That's a Chiefs fan that can.
Well, they have a lot of places have electronic billboards now.
That's what it is. $5,200 for the electronic.
$5,200 just for one spot on the electronic. Jeez,
I guess because they consider that you don't
start a billboard company.
Yeah, I guess because they consider you just send them a file and it goes up. You don't have to worry about the wind,
right?
And
but they can
printing
with the digital ones, like it just flashes and it's not there as much. You know what I'm saying? Because they have like
figure out a way to put more
50 other people crammed in there, and they're making $5,000.
But you do get a whole entire month.
They're
So
geniuses.
it's working out to like what, 1,300 a week?
Jamar
something
would
like
see it. Jamar would see it. That's for sure.
I'd make sure he's seen it.
He would
But
see
it is what it is.
Can't hide from ACU. Can't do it.
Don't hide from us.
Ty with a freaking 5 bomb says, Steve, you can't bundle. You're going with Mike, not Jake from State Farm. Nay on the nuggies, cheeseburger and fries. That's hilarious. So no nuggies. He did not say no beef Wellington, though. Just no bundling. So we have to do 2 different celebrations.
Too different.
Mike's got his khakis on, though, Ty. If he wears his khakis, I can bundle.
I'm not. Look.
Do you even own a pair of khakis?
When I was in like school.
Like 30 years ago?
Man, I'm not going to. I don't have an office job where I would need a pair of khakis.
I did have to wear khakis at one point. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I have any left though. By the grace of God and this YouTube channel right here in the ACU crew, I got to switch my career path, and thank God. I was a little burned out. So,
Bam says I quit my job after 9 years yesterday and gave me my 2 weeks for a new job, and it's super awkward in the office right now.
It will be, but it's okay.
It's going to be.
You have
really
2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to do whatever you want. Bam. And the worst thing that can happen is they fire you and you can draw unemployment.
Here's what you do to make it even more awkward: is you get a Slap Nuts T-shirt out of the ACU shop, wear that to work, and tell them they're a bunch of slap nuts.
If you do that, I don't know if you could pull that off somehow. Get a picture and send that in. That'd be great.
That's going to be funny. Oh, well, Steve, let's talk about the game a little bit more. But first, before I talk about the game, I'm not going to bring up a picture of some person we were talking about last time. But no, we partnered with Foco. So they're releasing this bad boy here. It's an outfit bobblehead in honor of the Super Bowl. These are blanked out. We don't even get to see what they look like because they're super secretive.
That's Pacheco on the left, I bet.
Yeah, it's Pacheco, Mahomes, and Kelce. They're only doing...
Oh, it says it at the bottom.
Yeah.
Now I feel like an idiot.
Only 124 made of each. But I'm guessing it's going to be something to do with the hint I got. It's going to be like the fit they showed up in the Super Bowl or something, right?
That'd be
it's
sweet.
The outfit bobblehead. So, yeah, you got that. Hit our link up. It'll be in the description afterwards. I'm not for sure you can use our code, which is Chiefed Up 10. I don't think you can use the code on anything that's not in the shop already, so you can't use it on pre-orders. But yeah, just shouting that one out. Go hit up Foco. Foco does good stuff. And then again, Steve, we got this guy. He has already seen the future. He knows who has won the Super Bowl.
He knows what those bobbleheads look like.
Yeah. This guy, I hope his head's bigger than the bobblehead.
You think we could convince Foco to make a Brant Tillis bobblehead?
Not enough material in the world to mass produce those. Not enough. Like, you could not mass produce.
All right, guys, it would cost too much to manufacture.
They said, sir, we can make about, you see how they printed out 124 of each of those? Brant Tillis would be limited to 2. Okay. They'd have to shut it down.
Man. Well, yeah, let's talk about the game some, Mike, while we're still here today. Man, I mean, what is there really to talk about? Like, I'm just so confident and I feel good about it. I just think the Chiefs got to show up and, barring just complete meltdown, I think they can win this game. I guess, since we've talked about all the ways that we could beat the 49ers, like, what would it take for the Chiefs to drop this one? Like, what could put them in that position?
Seen that a bunch of times this year. Bad wide receiver routes, not catching the football, Andy abandoning the run, bad third short management, bad fourth down management, bad play clock management, horrible special teams,
poor red zone play calling.
There's a huge list of penalties in the red zone. We've seen this so many times that if you start watching the game and by the second quarter, you've seen now red zone missed opportunities, drop balls, Andy's abandoned the run already. Like, you're going to be like, oh dear Lord. Let's hope this halftime performance goes an extra 35 minutes so maybe Andy can figure it out. But yeah, We've seen so many things that can go wrong, which is exactly why we're doing the exact opposite and we're putting together the win streak, right? Let's not go back to that.
Right. Yeah, I agree, man. I think there's a lot of things. The Chiefs have to play smart football. They have to be, disciplined. Just play fundamental football, man. Do what they've been doing the last few weeks. Run the ball. Don't beat yourself. That's all. That's all there is to it.
Flores says that would be an 8-foot bobblehead.
Can't even fit that in your house.
You would need supports off your wall to support just that.
Man, I wanted to forget about him.
Yeah. Ray says we lose by shooting ourselves in the foot. Exactly. 1,000%. Tom said if the defense struggles against Christian McCaffrey. That's true too.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the main The main thing Spags is probably looking at is how can we contain this guy, whether it's in the run game or the pass game, because he's the biggest weapon they got by far. Ty with another freaking 10. Ty, you're the man. Appreciate you, brother. He says, I know you guys got screwed by YouTube, which pissed us all off. Just making sure you guys have a good lunch and help bring you back up. I can't spell. Sorry for the typos. Not a big deal, my man. Appreciate the support, though, for real. And, yeah, I mean, we did kind of get the bad end of the stick this season with YouTube and this venture. But I think we persevered. Is that a good word for it?
It's a good word.
We got through it, and I think we still came out successful on the other side. We hit the goal that we wanted to as far as growing the channel. All the people that have been with us since day one are still here. And we got people like Ty that still supporting the channel. And can't thank you enough for that, Ty. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, for sure, Ty. Appreciate you, man. Can't wait till we all get back to training camp this year. This is going to be a wild one. A Chew with the Crew Part 2.
Chew with the Crew Part 2. Real quick, let's plug the store a little bit. Merch.allchiefedup.com. If you haven't got you some All Chiefed Up merchandise, you got to get you some. That helps grow the channel as well. Plus, it's like donating to the channel, but you also get something in return, and it also helps get the word out. So if you want to go over to merch.allchiefedup.com, buy yourself a t-shirt, a hoodie, a hat, whatever. Got a lot of cool stuff over there. We just dropped a new line. You can actually utilize the code SB58 this week in celebration of the Super Bowl. You'll get 15% off your order. So make sure to hit that up before the Super Bowl and get you some All Chiefed Up merchandise.
Yeah, what Steve said. This is how you'll look when you wear it, by the way. You'll be like, did my package come in? Oh yeah.
Do I look sexy in this All Chiefed Up shirt?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And we're back and we're ready.
Sir.
That's what's up. That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah. Good deal. So I don't have a Super Bowl prediction yet as far as score goes. I've still been kind of trying to wrap my head around that a little bit. And you just said that you've been kind of changing the spread a little bit and things like that. You guys in the chat, if you guys have already solidified your predictions, I want you to throw it in the chat. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. KW says he loves a new hoodie. Appreciate that, man. Go grab you one of them. I think we already sold a few of them. I think Ty already snagged his probably. I did see that a few of those sold. But yeah, y'all go over there and check those out. Yeah, throw those predictions in the chat. I just want to see where everybody else heads at. We got Brian Parrott with the first one, the 24.
Oh, my bad. Click the wrong
2410.
3320 says Kenneth. And then Brian says 2410.
Yeah, hey, if Brian Parrott's saying 2410, that tells you something about how much the Chiefs have improved in the last 6 weeks or so.
Brian was kind of spot on with how things.
I will say that Brian Parrott, as many times as people thought he was being negative and everything, he's been pretty spot on the stuff this year with the team.
I think he's the one that said we was going to struggle week 1 with the Lions and just continue
Chief Kelce,
to struggle if we didn't pull it together.
Chief Kelce with the 27-17, Gary Holland 27-20, Jesse 35-20, 34-20 KW, Josh says 32-24. 34-17, Kathy. Travis Peterson, 21-31. I'm assuming that's 31s for the Chiefs there, Travis. But yeah, I think this is the key right here. Our boy Richie saying, how about that defense?
Yep.
If our defense comes out and plays the way they've played all year, I don't feel the least bit of worry about this game. Because our defense has been so good. Spags has been so good. Our cornerbacks have been excellent. George, Chris, they're getting the pressure they need to get. I feel good about it. I do. I did see, if you want to flip the script, the offensive side of the ball, talk about the trenches. I think, do we discuss Joe Tooney probably not playing? They said he'd be a long shot.
So they really are. Are they just saying that though? Like, so what was the whole? If all else fails, Joe Tooney can put a little sling on it and go in the AFC Championship game.
That was what Jason Dunn had said, but he was talking from an injury that he had suffered when he was playing, where he tore a pec. But you have to think he was also a tight end, which he did a lot of blocking, but not to the extent of what a guard would be doing throughout the game. So I don't know. It could be a little different.
Right. Christian McCaffrey versus the Chiefs in his career, by the way. He's played the Chiefs twice. 2020, Carolina.
Well, we all know how that game went.
Right. 2022 versus the 49ers. He's had 18 attempts his first game for 69 yards. He averaged 3.8 yards. He did have a rushing touchdown. And then he had 82 yards off 10 catches that day. So, again, he didn't beat us on the ground. He beat us through the air. 10 receptions, 10 targets.
I don't know what it is on tape that teams think that the screen game is going to beat our defense. But if you notice all throughout the playoffs, that's what every team's tried. The Bills went into it heavy. They didn't throw but maybe one or two passes over 5 yards the entire game.
Right.
So there's something on tape that makes teams think they can beat us with a screen game. And I'm fully expecting Shanahan to pull the same thing. I think we're going to see a lot of it. I think
that they do that because, look, let's talk some football, baby.
Talk some football.
Why do you call passes to your running back and screens? Why do you call screens at certain times?
Blitz.
Right. Because Spags likes to blitz a lot, and they want to catch us being aggressive up front. They know Chris Jones. They know George Karlaftis. Dana, to a certain extent. Omenihu, when he was healthy. These guys like to get upfield and rush the quarterback. So... Right. Stopping the run, that is usually not the first thing they're trying to do. They're trying to get after the quarterback and disrupt. They're not usually sitting around, holding their gaps and this and that and everything else. So they're trying to make the Chiefs over pursue. That's what it is. But basically, Spags, and we talked about this against Josh Allen in Buffalo, he let them dink and dunk themselves into oblivion to the point that they couldn't figure it out anytime. They tried to take a couple deep shots and just couldn't even find the rhythm anymore. So, I don't know. I honestly do not think, you got to think about this. This is one of the best, if not the best defense this year. Spags is one of the best, if not the best coordinator. Do you think after having 2 weeks to prepare for the 49ers, and we all know who their main focus is, Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
Do you honestly think they're going to let that guy beat you? They're going to do everything they can. You're going to have to find somebody else that's going to do it.
I think I think they're planning on a big Debo game, but we'll get to that.
He may get that's not saying he won't chunk a few off or something like that, because that just happens.
I mean, he's Christian McCaffrey. He's the best offensive player in football right now.
But I don't think overall he's going to average, 20 carries and 18 yards a carry or some crap that they keep trying to pursue. I don't see it happening. I think the defense is going to be ready for it.
Right. Well, Oregon Fishing brings up a good point about the screen game. Spags is really good at showing blitzes and backing out of them too. So he can definitely catch them on some of those screen passes as well doing that. A lot of people, though, I was talking about Debo, man. People think it's going to be a big Debo game. You saw him go off a couple times this year. I want to say it was the Eagles game or the Cowboys game where he really just absolutely took over. He has the ability to do that, and he has a very broad skill set. I mean, he can beat you in a lot of different ways. Debo's a great athlete. Do you think that since Christian McCaffrey might be the focal point for our defense, do you think Debo can sneak in a big game? Or are you worried about that?
I would think Debo is going to be pretty much shadowed by L'Jarius Sneed. I feel like that's their number one. But I do think you may see Sneed lining up against Brandon Ayuk a few times. I believe they'll let Josh Williams match up on Debo a few times. Josh Williams has got that size-speed combo. You might even see Jalen Watson do it. I don't think you'll see McDuffie a lot on Debo because that is a big size advantage there, and we do know that McDuffie can be bullied. Not bullied as in physically, but those tall receivers, I mean, if you put a good ball on them, they're going to catch it. That's just all there is to it. We've seen that as far back as the Saints in the preseason. So,
right. Well, I mean, Debo's not like huge guy. He's 6 feet.
But
I
he's
don't,
he's stout. He's a
right.
very stocky
Well,
guy.
I think that what McDuffie struggles with sometimes is height. Like, because
Right.
he can be right on somebody's hip, and sometimes they still make the catch just because they're able to high point the ball. So I'm not worried about that much with Debo.
Yeah. I I don't know. I haven't looked at what Debo's done this year per se. Let me look at Debo's stats. Let's see what he's done this year. I'm very curious if he's had an up year, down year.
Right.
He's had 60 catches, 892 yards, 7 touchdowns. So he's not been overly like great. Steve, $5 if you can tell me what his first or middle name is.
Who, Debo?
Debo Samuel.
I'm not going to Google it. I was thinking about cheating, but I'm not going to do it.
Don't do it.
Mike, you can donate by going down to where like the like button and everything is. If you keep going over to the right, there's one that says thanks. And that's how you can do that. And we appreciate you, buddy. I'm going to go with, I want to say Curtis because of Curtis is another receiver.
Curtis Samuel?
Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
Let me go. Is Debo his real first name, by the way?
No, that's just a nickname. That's nothing to do with his real name.
What's his first name?
Tyshun. Tyshun. Tyshun.
Tyshun Latrell, like Spreewell. That's what I'm going with.
No. Tyshun Raekwon Samuel.
Man.
No wonder he goes by Debo though. But I can see him going by like Raekwon Samuel. That's kind of got
mouthful.
It's kind of got a vibe to it. Like, did you pass the ball to Raekwon today? Raekwon had 6 touchdowns.
I had a friend named Jaquan. I might have could have guessed that if I would have thought.
KWL says, "Have you heard if McKinnon is going to play?" No, same old.
Same deal as practice windows open. There's a possibility. That's pretty much what we know. We'd love to see him out there if he's healthy. If he's not, I wouldn't force it, obviously, in a Super Bowl.
Right.
But,
I would say the odds of him playing not very high.
Richie said that Andy said he's not likely. So
okay.
I think optimistically, we want to think we might see McKinnon out there for the Super Bowl, but probably not.
So you're probably not going to have Tony. You're not going to have McKinnon.
Right.
We know Omenihu's not playing. I mean, that's 3 pretty big names right there, man.
Brian Parrott says, I can't believe that it took 17 weeks to potty train these jokers from crapping all over the field. It did. It was a long season, man. But, they got where they needed to be at the right time. So, I mean, it's hard to argue with that, it's kind of like you just got to be patient sometimes. And it's hard as a fan to be patient when you're watching a really good team get beat by teams inferior to them from shooting themselves in the foot over and over again. And you understand there's a learning curve for some of the younger players and new players and things like that. But still, it was a tough season to watch, to be quite honest about it, especially after the last few years. But yeah, I mean, at least they got there.
Right. Looking through Debo's stats, he only went over 100-yard game 4 times. I take that back. He only did it 3 times
this season.
He did it versus the Seahawks, versus the Eagles, versus the Giants.
The Eagles was the game I was thinking of that he just took over the game.
But the Seahawks, I mean,
that's the thing.
Dude, Seahawks had some pretty good, but I mean, they were young.
Yeah.
Some young DBs there, but I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot for Spags to be game planning for because they are a very talented team with a lot of weapons. So it's not like you can just focus on strictly Christian McCaffrey because there's other people that can beat you on the field. So, but like you said, Mike, Spags has been spot on with his game planning this year. And when he struggled, they have really good halftime adjustments too. Like that's one thing I'm like super happy about with this defense is they've been able to adjust throughout the year. Even when you thought they were struggling, they'll come back in the second half and not let a team score. So being able to adjust that way, I think that's huge for this team going into the Super Bowl with the 49ers because the 49ers are a team with they can throw a lot of different things at you. So you never know.
Did you see where somebody asked Charvarius Ward about playing in San Francisco or the Chiefs, and he said every way San Francisco was better?
Well, of course he's going to say that's where he's at, Mike.
Well, I'm just saying, is that just him hyping up San Francisco,
Yeah,
but he said it with a
100%.
completely straight face.
Well, of course he did. He's doing what he's got to do, but he don't believe that in his heart. There's no way.
Could not. You really couldn't.
Do you think playing in San Francisco, a home game there, is anything close to Arrowhead?
No.
Like you have to wade through human feces on the sidewalk and
that's what I was
probably
gonna
like
get to.
use needles and things like that and trash and get to the stadium and then you get in there and people, they're pumped, they're having a good time, but it's nothing like Chiefs Kingdom. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Daniel says, which 2 losses were you most disappointed with?
I want to say the Broncos game, but I mean, I will say that Patrick was sick. So there's that, but I still think the Broncos game and I think the Raiders game, and I think that's the one they were most disappointed with, and that's where the turning point was finally. We talked all season, Mike, after certain games or certain halves of games would be like, maybe this is where they turn it. Like this seems like the turning point. And I think that actually was it. That loss to the Raiders, I think that's finally what got them.
Right. I'll say Raiders, and I thought our loss to the Bills.
Yeah, that one was disappointing.
With Kadarius Tony's toe over the line, which that's just frustrating because even to this day, Mahomes is a crybaby. Mahomes wanted the officials to not call actual rules.
No, I'm glad he said it. Like everybody can call him crybaby about it and everything, but sometimes you just got to say it. And finally, because I mean, we all got tired every week.
You can't win that argument because his foot was over the line. So they're just saying, well, now Patrick doesn't even want him to call the real rules.
Well, I don't care what they say, and they being internet trolls and whoever.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this, that was the first time in the entire season that we saw any sort of emotion from the team. It's the first time we saw any sort of fire from the team.
Right.
And I think that, even though they still struggled after that, I still think that might have been like the first kind of spark to get them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I thought the Packers game was kind of frustrating too.
For sure.
When MVS dropped that wide open bomb. Well, actually, they didn't even call it.
Pass interference.
Yeah, that's right. It was that.
That was a game before the Bills game, and that's what had Patrick to that point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad it needed to be said. I'm glad he said it.
Right. Put him on Tyreek's Hill podcast. It needed to be said.
But he don't talk to Tyreek no more, right? Tyreek said that they don't talk to him no more because he's not in Kansas
all you
City.
wanted all year long was for the Chiefs not to ruin your Christmas, and boy, did they crap all over it.
But did they? At the time, it was like, man, seriously.
Yeah,
but was that the turning point that got us to a third Lombardi in the last?
Right, were they secretly prepping you and being like, "Hey, you'll be sad today, but not in 2 months."
But it's a gift. But it is a gift. Maybe the Raiders gave me a good Christmas gift. I didn't even realize it.
Maybe
so. Maybe. But now it's my birthday, son. So now I want to see a Chiefs Super Bowl victory. That's what we need. Now that's the gift that needs to come this week.
I agree. Amy says, "Happy birthday, Steven."
I appreciate Jamie. I see all you guys tell me happy birthday. I appreciate you guys. I've been reading through it. Sorry I couldn't bring you all up, but I've been reading through the comments.
Sorry. Steve, I'm closing in on my prediction. I'm closing in on it. I want to say,
don't give it away yet. We don't want to go with it yet.
No, but I'm just gonna say I feel like I'm widening
where you're at right
position. Now. I just feel like everything. Do I feel like this is a year that if the Chiefs lost, I would be surprised? No. Because sort of in my way, I feel like everybody all year long has prepped and they've all waited for this moment. This is the pinnacle of the entire year. It was started by Collinsworth on the first Thursday night game, just getting everybody on the Chiefs get all the calls bandwagon.
Yeah.
The Chiefs get everything. It picked up steam when we played the Jets because Sauce Gardner cried about it because he actually held. Okay. It goes to the Kadarius Tony thing with the foot over the line because we didn't get the call that time, but we cried ourselves to sleep. The Packers game when they run through MVS was completely fine because they missed they called a late hit on Mahomes when he was in bounds. So I feel like this is everything culminating into the NFL. I feel like as much, and now they're trying to rig it for Taylor Swift. It's a publicity stunt. It's a political stunt. I feel like everything is in the the NFL's back pocket to be like, we got to make sure the Chiefs don't win, so this just goes away. Because if the Chiefs win, this gets even blown into higher proportions of biblical proportions that Taylor Swift helped rig the Super Bowl and this and that. And do you feel like they need that? Do you feel like they want it? Or do you think they just don't care? They laugh at it and go on because it's bad in the pocket?
That's all it is, right? I think the NFL, be it shady or not, because who knows? Anything with that much money pumping into it, especially with sports gambling now, you never know. Everything's corrupt, right? To a certain point, especially when money's involved. But even if they're not at all, it's 100% clean. Like they still like these narratives because it draws more people in. Like it's people are talking, and that's all that matters to them. If everyone's talking about the NFL, no matter what shape or form, it's making them more popular.
So is it more beneficial for the 49ers to take down the big, bad, hated Chiefs? Everybody in America wins. Or is it more beneficial for the Chiefs to stomp a mud hole in it and everybody's got to complain about them for the next 6 months?
Well, I think if you're propping up the Chiefs to be the bad guy that you and then like you want to give America the payoff of taking them down, why would you do it now?
That's my point, right? Don't you just want to let the villain keep winning?
Because you have a long time of Patrick Mahomes ahead of you.
Oh, yeah. You're not getting the takedown this early.
So, scripted, fake narrative, whatever it is, all of it, I just don't see it, man. I'm with you.
Hey, there were 500 Marvel movies with Thanos, okay? We're Thanos. Mahomes is stacking the rings. Look at him. Just keep putting them on. There goes the 49ers. There goes the 49ers again. Poof, Tyreek's out of the playoffs. Poof, Lamar Jackson's gone. Love it.
Amy said this is such a good distraction today in the hospital next to my brother who's very sick. So thanks, guys. Appreciate that, Amy. I'm glad we could help a little bit. Prayers for your brother. Hope everything gets straightened out there.
Yes, hope so.
So we're all thinking about him. And we got a 5 bomb from Rerun. Says happy birthday, Steve. I appreciate that, my man. Throw some legendaries in the chat for Rerun. Appreciate that. Man, it's been a good day so far. Hopefully it'll continue to be. I need a whole week though. I need the birthday week. I need the Chiefs to enter. Well, actually Sunday would be the beginning of a new week, wouldn't it?
Look, you don't want a birthday week. As in, you're not that guy that's like, it's my birthday you're not a 13.
No, I'm really not. Okay. I'm just doing it today for fun because it's funny, but no one really cares. You know what I'm saying? Like
13.
I'm gonna go back to real life here in a minute, and it's just a normal day,
Yeah, people's gonna smack you in the face. You're gonna get served cold dinner. You might even have to clean something. Like yeah.
One of the kids have been sick, and now 2 of them sick, and it's like they're just begging to give it to me.
Oh God, they better not give it to me before I had to get out of here. I gotta get.
I mean, you're in the clear. You're in the clear there, buddy.
Well, they can hold inside of you for like a week. I've read. I'll say this: I checked the weather, and there's some kind of tsunami or something going on in Florida, like some kind of high tide, crazy wave. So apparently,
you might want to go ahead and cancel that. Watch the Super Bowl with me.
Florida's entire life right now, just because I wanted to venture down there for a week. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, what did you do? What did you do to them?
The weather's supposed to be in the mid-70s, which is heaven compared to what it's been here.
Right. We only have 136 likes. We need at least 150. That's bare minimum, right?
Look, if you get us to 150, we'll leave right now.
Go hit that like button for us.
Otherwise, we'd be on here forever, maybe trying to get to 150. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today on my birthday. Appreciate you hanging out with us, talking some football. Mike's going to the nude beach, apparently, according to Karth.
But not with the weather,
It didn't want you there.
Look, you don't want to walk onto a nude beach when it's cold outside. And if you know, you know.
You're not impressing anybody if it's freezing out there.
No, it's going to have to at least be 110 out. And then you're going to be good to go.
Is that even going to help?
Oh, yeah. You'll see me. It'll look like you know those Jesus pictures were just one person's footsteps? It'd be like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Tyler Helton says, what up, everyone? I got a new big announcement. I'm going to school to study music production and broadcast audio and more.
Nice.
Heck yeah, Tyler. That's awesome, man. Congrats.
Let's go.
Got to be the next Mitch Holtis, baby.
Music production. Where did you apply? Are you going to go to Belmont, Nashville? They have a good program. I'm sure there's other big programs, but we're near Nashville, so that's the one I know. So I appreciate.
Congrats on that, though, man.
Yeah,
Hope
that's
that
awesome.
all goes well for you. All right, so I'm not going to give my score prediction away, but I will say right now, I think in my head, I'm feeling, I'm sticking around the 7-point mark. Because a lot of times when I go double digits, like even when I feel it, it's just I'm wrong.
Oh, I know what you're saying. So you're saying like Chiefs by 7. You're not going to go double digits. I thought you meant 7 as in the Chiefs are only going to score 7.
No. Gotcha. Like spread. But yeah, man, a lot of times when we think, a game's going to be a sort of a blowout or at least like a double digit score win, like it just don't work out that way. So it's like, I can't get where I want to be for this one. I'm still thinking about it.
I hear you. Brian Parrott says to chew up some beef Wellington and mail it out to All Chiefed Up. 1313 Mockingbird Lane, Louisville. Look, that's not our address, but if you want to send some beef Wellington chewed up to that address and see where it goes, it could be funny. You could see it on the local news. Local area house keeps receiving beef Wellington chewed, addressed to All Chiefed
Chewed up bites of beef Wellington.
Chewed up bites of beef. That's disgusting, by the way. Don't do that, Brian.
Damn it, Brian.
You may... If you
can't take you anywhere.
If you send people chewed up bites of beef in the mail, you're probably going to get arrested. They'll probably get you for something. They'll say, would that be the equivalent of like spitting at somebody? Like you can get in trouble for that. So like your saliva is on the beef. Brother. Yeah, you assaulted someone with a chewed up bite of beef. Imagine putting that on your record. He was the first person to take his skate off and try to stab someone.
CKY says, careful, they can pull your DNA from that.
See?
Brian, I don't know.
Don't do it.
If Brian gets arrested,
Brian, I hope your day got better, and I hope it's not better because you've been chewing up beef Wellington and spitting it in an envelope.
If that's what it takes, man, you go for it.
True.
If that's what it takes. But I guess we're gonna get out of here for the day. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. All you guys that donated, said happy birthday, everything like that. I appreciate you guys tremendously. You guys are awesome. Do us a favor and hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. Subscribe to the freaking channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Also, you can help the channel out by visiting merch.allchiefedup.com. Use that SB58 promo code and get yourself some merchandise. And real quick, if you're not a member over at Patreon, patreon.com/allchiefedup. We're doing some bonus content over there. I got one I need to be working on getting it released right now. Already been recorded. And then we're going to do a lot of draft content and stuff over there in the off season. So make sure to go subscribe over there. Memberships are $10 a month, but you get a lot of bonus content. So yeah, anything left for the ACU crew today, Mike, or you good?
Feliz Navidad.
Happy. Heaven's aside from my soul.